So I'll correct you a bit. I don't want to get a reaction, but I do want to see how you react. So that it's not true. If I wanted a reaction, I could sit in here and cuss you out and try to get a reaction. But I do want to know if you guys know about our right.
This isn't Walmart or a retail establishment.
Well, that's not public. That's private. I think where you're getting caught up is the difference between. You don't need to argue. I'm talking, right? And you're kind of interrupting me.
Okay. Are you finished though?
No. Nope.
You're not finished?
Got a ton of business here. Yeah, all kind of business.
Well, we'll have to call the law enforcement to come out here.
Is there like a crime being committed or what?
What's going on, Bay fam? It's your boy, Bay Area Transparency, and we are back at it once again. And for this video, we are in the city of Sacramento. We went ahead and went to the General Services office in the city of Sacramento, and we got a little bit of good and a little bit of bad. You're going to see that in this video. They called the police. The police actually did very well, and then they changed their tone and the way that they were interacting with me. Just a little update. I'm not going to post it. I did go back to the office of the Inspector General to pick up our public records request initial response. I did get that. I will post a picture of it on my Instagram for you guys to check out if you want to, and our Facebook. But they definitely have a different way of interacting as well. Although the lady up front, Jandy, did go run to the back after she gave me the response and stay there as if they weren't going to help anybody because I was in the office. That's neither here nor there. We will be back there many times to follow up. As always, baby. Follow us on Facebook, Bay Area Transparency Official. Follow us on Instagram at Bay Area Transparency. Make sure you subscribe on our YouTube and hit the notification bell so you can get updates all future posts. Subscribe, like, share. Bay Area Transparency, baby. I'm out.
Oh, here comes the clown. Yep. Scratch that right there. That's one that I need.
Hello.
How's it going, man?
It's going good. What are we doing today?
I don't need no help. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Cool. You know, like, he can't tell me no, but I see what they're doing. Got a pretty good picture of that with the whole screen there. He just called me a Fourth Amendment hero. It's the First Amendment, not the Fourth. That's funny. So I'm trying to hear him.
I have, actually.
Oh yeah, you look at it. They're all over the place.
So I'll correct you a bit. I don't want to get a reaction, but I do want to see how you react. So that it's not true. If I wanted a reaction, I could sit in here and cuss you out and try to get a reaction. But I do want to know if you guys know about our rights. So I do want to see how you react. Now what I will say is some other people do it differently than me, but I'm always respectful until I'm disrespected, so.
I understand it's uncomfortable, and that's what he's trying to say. It's uncomfortable.
See, now he's telling her I'm trying to make her uncomfortable. Totally wrong. Totally negative outlook on it. And so these are the type of people that are an issue, right? But then again, there are some people who come do this and they totally try to make people uncomfortable and they try to f with people, and I don't do that. So there's just difference between people and then who he's seen and who he hasn't seen. So, but yeah, this security guard right here has the wrong impression of me, at least. Some other people maybe, but not me. You know, so yeah, they say the probation lobby rules. There is no recording right here. No recording or videoing or photography is strictly prohibited. Now it shouldn't be, so it should be just fine unless there's like a courtroom in this area, which I don't think there is. Hello, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm pretty good. I am going to look around for a minute, and then I have some questions that I'll ask. But for a minute, I'm gonna check everything out. Let's take this off so I can actually speak. Talking with your teen about opioids, that's serious right there. Talking with your teen about opioids. Substance prevention is how you would get those services. All right, how about you?
Can't complain.
Awesome.
I'm
I understand you're coming in here and doing some taping. Not a problem. The only thing I ask is, since this is a
Taping.
juvenile probation,
We're showing our age. Me too. So that's why I got it. I was like, taping, okay.
the only thing I ask is, since this is a juvenile probation office,
Uh-huh.
you don't record any of our clients because they're minors. They have certain confidentiality rights that can't be violated.
They don't in public, right? So I can
Well,
record anybody that comes in.
The nature of their case, because it's a juvenile court action, they are entitled to certain confidentiality. So I ask that you not record our clients.
Right, not in public. Yeah, so there's no expectation of privacy in public, right?
Coming in and out of a probation office, the
Yeah.
confidentiality extends because it is a court action. We can't reveal who's on probation, who's not on probation, those kinds of things. So again, I would ask that you not record our clients.
Well, so like you guys have cameras up there, and this is why I'm saying this. I'm just trying to help you out. You guys have cameras. I could just file a public records request for these cameras, and I could get literally everybody who's in here all day, right?
Like I said, I just ask that you not record our clients. Okay?
I'm just trying to tell you why I'm saying what I'm saying, or I could just stand right. I mean, I could record in here, but if say I couldn't get in here, I could just stand right there and record everybody coming and going. So they don't have the privacy in public, and this is a public lobby, but because the way that I operate, I typically don't record random members of the public. That's not what I'm here for. So I just won't just because I don't, but it's not that I can't.
Like I said, I just ask that you not record our clients.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Well, I just typically don't, but like I said, I just wanted you to understand that we could, you know what I mean, if we wanted to. I see you guys have the signs up. I don't know who that's for, but yeah, I mean, it sounds like you guys know that it'd be a violation, right, of people's rights to do that.
Releasing information related to the confidentiality of minors is in fact a misdemeanor.
Yeah, if you guys release information.
Again, that has to do with court actions and the confidentiality of minors. So like I said, that's all I asked was just that you not record our clients.
Yeah, no, right. I think we moved on from that. As you see, when they walked out, I turned my camera this way.
appreciate that.
And it's just, like I said, just because I do. Let's let them go by. It's just because I do see it just like it the way I do it, right? I don't know them. I don't need them on my camera, and their business ain't mine.
Did you have any other questions or anything like that?
Yeah, why you have the signs up that say no recording, no photos? Because it would too, like say...
Having solely to do with the fact that these are minors.
Right, but say that young gentleman who's on probation, he wanted to come in here and record his interactions until he gets behind that door. That would be a violation of his rights to do that. Just because he's on probation, he still has a First Amendment right. So that's why I'm asking. Because I see stuff like that all the time, and I'm like, you guys can't take his First Amendment right away in public. He still has that, right? So,
Again, like I said, all I've asked is just making sure that we protect the confidentiality of our clients.
but can you speak to that sign there, like why it's
Yeah,
up?
I can't really go over that one. I hadn't really paid that much attention to that sign, so.
Okay, I mean, can we get it taken down? Like, why is it up if it's not a
Again,
law?
It has to do with not recording minors because of confidentiality laws.
Right, but so we just understood that there's no expectation of privacy in public. And if I was a minor or a parent on probation and I wanted to record my interactions with you guys, I have every right to do that. But when you put that sign up, they think, oh, I can't do it. I'll violate my probation or something. And you guys literally can't violate their probation for that. And so that's why I'm concerned, because you guys are literally tricking people into not recording their interactions with you in here. And it's a violation of their First Amendment right? And so that's partly why I do this too. It's education, not confrontation, right?
I can run it up the chain and we can find
I'd appreciate that. Yeah, I think it's important, man. You know, if the parents or... I used to be a youth counselor, and I used to talk about everything under the sun with at-risk youth. And one of the things I would encourage them is a lot of their parents don't know their rights and don't know, you know, a lot of people have this, what's the word I'm looking for? They have this mindset that we just don't want trouble, right? And so they see you guys as authority figures, and they see these signs and they're like, we don't want trouble, don't record. But they can and they really should be recording their interactions with you guys, because a lot of stuff that shouldn't be said and done gets caught on camera like that. So I think it's important. That's why I'm bringing it up.
Again, I can raise that concern if you'd like.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm going to put in a records request about it and push to get it taken down, because it should be taken down. I see it's in your guys' policy very clear, and I was like, that's weird. Let me come in and record, right? I mean, You tell me I can't do it, of course I'm going to, because I know I can. So, yeah, I think that should be taken down. I think it's a clear violation of the First Amendment.
Like I said,
So.
I will run that up the chain and we'll.
Awesome. What was your name?
Dave.
Are you Jewish? I see the star. Awesome. Very cool. All right, cool. Good to meet you, man. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thanks
Like I said,
for.
If you have any questions, just let them know.
Yeah. Thanks for the cordial conversation and not being a major butthead. You know, some people are just so grumpy,
I
dude.
would hope you don't run into that.
Yeah. Take care, man. So not too bad for him. I mean, like I was trying to show him, like, you see this camera right here? There is a camera up here, and it's very clear. They're recording this entire, see it where it's pointed, right? And they're recording this entire lobby right here. So everybody that's coming and going all day in this lobby is on camera. Now all I have to do is request that camera footage, or it looks like there's like another camera here, right? Or request this camera footage. Oh no, this is that's a camera. It's a camera. I thought it might have been a light because I seen that little reflection there in there. Anyways, all I have to do is request that footage or this footage, and I have literally everybody who's coming and going. Oh, this is cool. Hello, how you doing? No, not right now.
I'm sorry?
Not right now. Appreciate it.
I'm available if you need me.
Okay. The conference room. Ron Dizon. How you doing? Awesome. I'm good. Just kind of hanging out. Yes, family wrong. This is John Rocha. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome.
How can I help you?
Oh, I don't need anything just yet. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Just getting some pictures.
Okay. Are you a county employee?
Come again?
Are you a county employee?
Oh, no. Nope. Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm going with the door too. There.
Did you sign in?
Come again?
Did you sign in as a visitor?
I don't sign in. No, I didn't sign in.
Okay.
How about you? Did you sign in?
I'm an employee.
Oh, gotcha.
Can I help you?
Excuse me?
Can I help you?
No, I'm good. Appreciate it. Don't need anything just yet.
Okay. Can we get a visitor badge on you?
No, I'm good. I don't like the badges. I don't like to wear them.
Our policy actually requires that.
Oh, okay. What policy is that? Can you let me know, or where can I find it?
Our DGS policy,
DGS, which is.
the department you're standing in.
Okay.
Department of General Services.
Okay, that's what I'm asking you. What's the abbreviation? Gotcha. Okay. What was your name, ma'am?
Rocha.
Thank you. Gotcha. 104. All right, 104 and 105.
Joshua?
No,
Okay.
they're all downtown.
I thought John was John in here.
John's here.
Okay. Okay.
Can you give him a call?
Yeah.
Thanks. I don't know if he's in a meeting or what.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
John right here? Oh, I just spoke to him. I said hi to him. Awesome. Let's see who this is. Yeah, I don't typically do the badges.
We don't typically have unescorted people in our buildings.
Well, I mean, I came right through the front door, said hi to the lady up front, and proceeded
walk
to
right
do
past her.
proceeded to do my thing. Yeah.
Can you walk right past us?
She said, "Do you need help?" I said, "Not right now." She said, "Okay, I'm here if you need help." And I started walking around, taking pictures.
Okay, well, let's
You
continue.
guys can escort me if you want. It's a waste
I will.
of time
like to.
because it's like a public building and area.
It's
So
semi-public, yeah.
no, it's public.
semi-public.
It's
I'm not going to argue with you, so please let's.
no, it's not how. Okay, can you explain semi-public to me?
Well, we don't have public restrooms.
Okay.
This is an office building.
Okay.
We badge people in. We assign visitor badges.
Okay.
So this isn't Walmart or a retail establishment.
Well, that's not public. That's private.
But
I think where you're getting caught up is the
let's-
difference
I'm not gonna argue
between.
with you, so
You
let
don't
us
need to argue.
continue.
I'm talking, right? And you're kind of interrupting me.
Well,
So,
because I'd like you to continue.
what's your name?
Andrew.
Okay, last name?
Doesn't matter.
Oh, what's your position? It does matter, but
Chief
what's
of
your
admin.
position? Chief of admin. So, yeah, you're getting caught up on the public-private. So, somewhere that's public is owned by the county, city, state, federal. That's public, right? As long as it's not a restricted area, it's still a public building. But I wouldn't be able to go in restricted areas. These are not restricted. Private would be Walmart or, like you said, right? Payless, Lucky's, Safeway. These are private. So, there's a public building. Just so you know.
Okay.
So. So this is Andrew. Feels like I'm arguing simply because I'm just like trying to have a conversation with him. Just speaking with you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He says he is now going to follow me around because I'm in the public building. It doesn't make sense to me, but maybe it makes sense to him. I don't see how or why or. I think the employees should cover their names up on their doors there. This is a mess. This desk is a complete utter mess. And I respect it because I work the same exact way. Funny, it'll look like a mess, but I'll know exactly where everything is, right? I bet you. Did you just come out of this office?
Yes, sir.
So let me ask you a question, just for my own personal.
Can you tell me who you are, please? Because I don't recognize you.
No. So your desk is messy,
Okay.
but I bet you know where everything is, right?
Mostly.
Yeah, I function the same way. Things look like a mess, but I'll tell you where everything is right on it. So that's what I was laughing about. Anyways, what's your name?
My name is Matt.
Oh, duh, it's on the door, right?
Yep.
Cool, awesome. Yeah, he called me a First Amendment auditor. I actually do not call myself that. I'm not that, so. Cool.
Can you hang out with me one second?
Yep.
Where's Andrew going? I'm curious. Oh, he's going the opposite way of the way I'm going. So now they have Matthew following me for some reason. I think it's a waste of time, but to each his own. Well, this is a employee break room. Kind of small for such a big building. Interesting. And all the employee notices up there. Probably have the ADA and all the good stuff that's supposed to be there. Break room, who is this? This is Jen Shelton, who's not here. Maybe she's in the break room. What's this? This like exit. That's, see, sometimes you gotta look before you start asking questions. That's why it says exit there.
It's also a secure courtyard.
Oh, is it? So it leads to a courtyard out, like an employee courtyard or something?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Very cool.
Hello, sir.
How's it going, man? How you doing?
County.
Awesome.
Do you have any business here?
Yep.
What's your business? What's the nature of your business, sir?
Well, I don't want to get into it. I don't like to talk about it.
No worries. Well, I'm gonna have to ask you if you have no appointments here. I have to have you exit the building.
You have to have an appointment to be here?
Yes, you do.
Really? Does it say that on the door or somewhere?
You gotta have appointments, sir.
I disagree.
So,
There's a California law called the California Information Act or Public Records Act. I can come file that at any time without an appointment anywhere. So I don't need an appointment for that.
so is your business being concluded here? Or?
No. I have a lot of business to conduct here.
Okay. You're not. Are you aware this is a government building?
I'm aware it's a county building. Yeah. What's the problem with that?
No.
Or what's the difference?
Well, you got an appointment here. With that.
Okay. Again, where does it say that?
I understand that we do our own.
It's so I disagree with you. It's an open public building. The doors are wide open, and they're not secure. And so you don't need an appointment to come in here and ask questions or take pictures or whatever. So you might think so. I don't know. Maybe he told you to say that, but it's just the lady up front didn't say anything. She said, "I'm here if you need my help." I said, "Okay." I started taking pictures, and I've just been doing that since. So.
Okay. Are you finished though?
No.
Connecting your business?
No.
You're not.
Nope.
You're not finished.
Got a ton of business here. Yeah, all kind of business.
Well, we'll have to call the law enforcement to come out here.
Is there like a crime being committed or what?
Well, you're not here on the business.
I just told you I have business here.
Yeah, I understand your First Amendment. Your First Amendment, the freedom of press.
I just told you I have business here. So why do you keep saying that I don't have business here? That's not true. I have business here.
Okay.
And it's a public building.
Triple stream recyclable
Okay.
containers.
Are you conducting the business?
I am conducting business. Yes, I've said it several times. The only person who said I don't have business is you. I don't know why, because
I got called up on here.
Well, I told you several times. Yeah, I have business here.
So please conduct your business.
I am, but I'm stopping to talk to you just because it's the respectful thing to do. You try to talk to me, so I'm just having a conversation with you at this point. What was your name, bud?
Where's Colarte?
What is it?
Colarte.
Colarte?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Good to meet you, man. I appreciate it. So this guy, for some reason, went and got a security guard for somebody that has business here. Now, if there's restricted areas or something, obviously I won't enter those. Like I haven't gone into these offices.
You can't go to offices.
Yeah, I mean we could because they're open doors and there's seating areas, right? But I just don't. You know what I mean? It's just my policy, right?
No worries.
But yeah, any other public areas, yeah, I'll be around those. And then I have some stuff to ask for and do so. No, I don't see the issue. Why would you ask somebody to leave a public building?
Well, I got called upon here, okay?
But the question is, why would you ask somebody to leave a public building?
The front counter is public area.
Yeah, so it is.
So what's the nature of the business? That's what I'm asking.
Well, these look like restrooms to me. People can use these. Right? It's not just the front area. Anywhere you can be. That's why there's signs, right? And when I stepped in and it directed me this way, that's the whole reason I went this way. Right? There's signs that point arrows where to go, where not to go. And yeah, there's nothing up that I saw that said restricted or you can't be around. So that's kind of where I'm getting at there.
Yeah, you're invading people's privacy going to the restroom and stuff. That's all I'm asking.
When did I go in the restroom?
No, if someone going to the restroom and stuff.
Well, if you're in the restroom, I would agree. If you're outside, anybody could see you go in the restroom.
You know.
All right.
All right.
You're just not making sense. That's why I'm asking you.
I'm not trying to make your day any difficult. It is okay.
Right.
I'm just here. I got a call, so I got to see what's going on.
Well, but I understand that. But on security, it's on you to know where people can be and can't be and what they can do and can't do. So when you come up to somebody and you're like, hey, I need to ask you to leave or I'm calling law enforcement, and somebody's not doing anything that they could be requested to leave under Penal Code 602, which is a trespassing penal code, you actually start to like I could have left right now and I could have been like, all right, cool, lawsuit. And you're sued, everybody's sued, right? So you have to be careful in what you say. Right? I just know the laws and I know my rights, so that's why I speak with you about them and just try to talk about it, so I can see where you're going and where you're coming from.
I understand you educating me. Right. Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you would say yeah, you just got to be careful what you say, man, because you open up to a lawsuit fast, and nobody wants that. You know, this county taxpayer dollars. Nobody wants to lose that, right? So.
Hello, sir.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Awesome.
Okay. Is this a public
general
property? First Amendment auditing kind of thing?
This is the director's office. Interesting.
Sir, is it okay if we talk to you for just a sec?
Oh no, I'm good, man. I don't answer questions.
Okay. Is it okay if I just express the concerns of the people who work here?
You can express whatever you want, yeah.
Sure. So, I understand it's a public building, okay? Public property with the public lobby, so that's totally fine.
Hey, bud, can you bring the security guard here so he can hear what you're saying? I'm just trying to help him learn, in case that happens again.
So, I don't have any problem with that. That stuff's all good.
Awesome.
Where I'm a little bit confused, and maybe it's something you can help me on, is in terms of coming past the public lobby section of the public property, how does going towards cubicles in the back section work?
Well, I didn't go towards cubicles in the back.
Okay,
I
you're
went
just
where the
staying
signs,
in the-
where the sign directed me to go to general services.
Got it. Okay.
Right? I came in and saw a lady. There's nothing anywhere that says restricted.
Okay.
Right? So if it's not posted, I can be there. These are public hallways. There's a bathroom back there. There's a public bathroom.
Sure.
If I can go upstairs, if people, any public members go anywhere in this building, I'm allowed to be there too, right?
Totally
Actually
agree.
not allowed, have a right to be there.
I totally agree.
So I didn't go anywhere that I don't have a right to be, and I wouldn't do that. I know what
And
I'm
so,
doing, not dumb. So
Just so you kind of understand the concern. The employees who called us were concerned that you were going into areas that you were not supposed to be. If that's not the situation, then it's totally fine.
let's talk to them. Tell them to show you what area I went that I wasn't supposed to be in. I have it all on camera, so I'll gladly tell you if I went there or not. But by the look on your face, you probably know that I didn't, right? So unfortunately,
So here's the thing. My assumption is that prior to you doing this, you probably looked up all the rules and regulations and you know what you're doing before you come in.
well, I've
which,
been
again, is totally
studying
fine.
this for
It's
years, so I didn't even have to come in here to do that.
Totally fine. Well within your rights.
But
What we would be concerned about is if you're going to like cubicles. So is that not the case?
well, I mean, look right here. I don't. This is wide open, right? So if I had to and I wanted to like come over here and yeah, but like inside people's personal offices, no. Why would I do that? Now there are offices back here with the doors open that I very well could go into. There's people in there working. They have places you can sit. If they asked me to leave and said this is private, I'm going to shut the door, then I'd probably get out, right?
Okay.
But there's something different. That's a little bit different of a scenario, but it didn't happen.
Right.
So I would caution you guys, and I always say this is like when the public workers call police, right? They typically pump it up or lie a little bit, as I like to say, to get you guys to come faster and do something to somebody. Right? And you should always just be on the side of caution because there's video after video of them just lying, right? So
we take all of our calls with a grain of salt because oftentimes we'll get a call and then we show up and it's completely different. That's not specific to trespassing. That could be shooting, stabbings, whatever it is that we're going to. In calls like this, we get a little blurb that says,
I know.
"Hey, there's a dude walking around with a ski mask. He's walking around through the private cubicles that everybody's got going on." So when we came in, first thing I did is say, hey, this is a public building. This appears to be a public lobby area. And then they said you were down here. When I contacted you, you were over here in this hallway.
by the bathrooms,
Again,
yeah.
seems to be a public spot to me.
Yeah, I get it. You guys don't get a whole lot. I understand that.
Sure.
So
That being said, I feel like I kind of understand what your purpose is here. You're just trying to see the areas that are available to the public, correct?
well, I mean that's one of the things I'm doing. Yeah, there are several, but yeah, that's one of them.
Okay. Is there anything else that we can help you out with here?
Nope.
Okay.
I never needed you guys, man. Nope, I didn't call.
You weren't the one.
Name and badge number.
Deputy Clark, badge 378.
Gotcha. Name and badge number.
Deputy Duran, 1150.
All right. Can we remove that flag? Can I tell you why? A lot of people. Well, we can check your policy and see if you can have it there, and then we can force you. That flag up there is a better flag to have. And a lot of people look at that as like police officers represent the country. You guys already have a flag and a symbol. You guys, to have another one, in my opinion, and this is just for whatever, do what you want with it, but in my opinion, it promotes like a separatist attitude, like a you against us mentality. We all represent the same flag, right? Absolutely. So and when you guys have that, it's almost looked as like a gang symbol, a gang flag, where we're like, why do you need something separate from the flag that we already all have? Like, we should just all have that flag, you know what I mean? Because we're a unit, right? We're just supposed to be one. Well, that's my opinion, but we'll you gave me your name, so we'll look up the policy and see if it's a violation. We'll file a complaint so you don't get to wear it anymore, and if it's not, then there's nothing I can do about it.
Can I? Do they ask when you showed up? Why you were here or anything like that?
She asked if I needed help.
Oh.
I said, no, I'm good right now. And then I followed these signs that are on this window that told me to go to General Services. And then you guys are here. Boom.
He didn't identify who.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think that he is, no.
We were just looking out for our employee safety, that's all.
Yeah, and we totally understand that, okay. Yeah, so anyway, just the call, the overall appearance and the videotaping was making people uncomfortable. And then also the thought that you were going into the sections that would not necessarily be available.
Yeah, the lie.
Doesn't seem like
It's the
that's
lies,
case.
right? Yeah.
It's
Like
the
I
lie.
said, the lies. They always pump it up. And it was Andrew who did it, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, it's not lies, it's perception.
Whoa.
Right?
Perception
Because
to
if
say I'm going in cubicles when I've never entered a cubicle? That's not perception. That's a lie.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
could be correct.
So,
But can you also see how the full facade could be a little bit intimidating?
Okay, Bay fam, let me go ahead and stop that right there. This was around the day that I went to the Sac Sewer Department. I think this actually might have been right before I went to the Sac Sewer Department the first time. I had a shiesty on, or what they're calling a ski mask, a little bit different than a ski mask, but they call it a shiesty mask is the slang for it now. Regardless of that, I typically don't wear a mask except during the COVID time. But in my area, this area, I'm so known at this point. However, it really didn't work for me. After a day or so of being out there, they already know who I was anyways. It didn't even matter. Let me go ahead and cover up so they don't know who I am, because they always want to know who you are. They know exactly who I am right away. And so my thought here was,
well, I understand being uncomfortable for sure. Get that. Totally understand that. But like when you come up and you're like, hey, I don't know, we don't want you here. This is not public and it's public and they don't know. And then to call you and lie, I would just have you go tell them, hey, next time don't say somebody's been in cubicles when they haven't been in cubicles. That's a lie. You can't. Do I get to call and lie to 911? I don't get to do that. I get arrested for that, right? Filing a false report. Do they get arrested for it?
If you were to call and file a false report of an emergency, yeah. If you are mistaken, that's a different thing.
So they were just mistaken.
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see how you're covering for them, and I get it. They're public workers as well, but it's not a mistake to not see somebody go in a cubicle and then say they went in a cubicle, right?
Right.
That can't be a mistake.
You also mentioned that there were some open doors that you said that you came and were filming, and so maybe you didn't step in, but could you see how someone might mistake that as you going in, even though you didn't technically go in?
No, because they've seen me the whole time. Like, the dude's been following me. Well, he came, but there's other guys who's been following me the whole time. Pretty much ever since I went around the corner right there, they've been following me. So they've seen me, like I said. Unless she called 911 and she was maybe relaying information, then I can see maybe I'm wrong in that sense, right?
Sure. I actually, in an abundance of honesty, I didn't look at who called 911. I was parked right across the street, so I was here in about 3 seconds.
Gotcha.
So I read the call, saw I was right next door, and came over and said,
oh, you're the one that's been following me around the area?
No.
Oh, which one of you guys is that? Following you around the area. Yeah, there was one sheriff who he just happened to be by me for like a long time now.
You have expired reg?
Well, I was walking. I don't have a register on my ass, right?
Okay.
Huh?
Where'd you see him last?
I forget, man. Just around this area.
But I did see you in the parking lot.
That parking lot, you mean?
No, that parking lot. Yeah.
Oh, where the fuck am I? Oh, yeah. You're right. So it was you.
You were over there looking into county vehicles.
Yeah, I was checking out the county vehicles.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I knew what you were doing. I figured we were going to give you a call later, but like I said, it's public out there.
Did you have just work around here and that's why you're there?
We come here quite often, use the latrines over here to take our report.
No, so maybe I'm mistaken. I thought you were just lurking on me. I'm like, why is this guy lurking on me, man? Go back to work. You clearly know what I'm doing.
Come through a local area where we hang out a lot.
Oh, good.
Do
Well,
reports, use the bathrooms. We got CPS office right across the way over there. We use our restrooms.
yeah. Well, at least you guys know a little bit more than most of the SAC sheriffs do, so that's good.
Is it okay if I get your name just so we can say who we talked to?
Come on, man. Really? You really going to ask that?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I ask? Consent's consent, right?
Well, I mean, do you think I would tell you?
I think it's worth asking.
Oh, good job. I'll give you a A for effort, right? You got that.
Thank you. So that's a hard no.
That's a absolutely not.
All right.
And I'm sure you guys already know who I am anyway, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm all over the internet. I'm not hard to find. Those outgoing U.S. mail. Oh, boy. Well, not bad attitude. See, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, this one doesn't have This one doesn't have the arrows, but this one does. This is what I'm talking about here. Yeah, it's like, oh, see right here. General services. Okay, so for here you see reception, and for here you go this way. And then from there you go that way. So that's why I was in those public areas.
Makes sense. I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I think what made a lot of people nervous too is the fact that you weren't asking for any information. They asked you if you need help. You said no, thank you, and just kept on your way. That, you know, to the average person who doesn't see this a lot, would say that's suspicious and
I think it's a
concerned.
little bit of the way you're dressed too. I'm just being completely honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
Face mask.
you guys, when you see a crime, you call police.
Yep.
When you don't know what somebody's doing, you don't. I mean, that's just my
No, people
opinion.
call
No
police
need
all
to
the time
call.
when they see
I know,
something
but it's
suspicious.
not. You guys are law enforcement, not feelings. We
Very
say it all the
true.
time, right?
Very true.
So,
But suspicion also calls for concerns.
but when the gentleman walked up to me, Andrew, he's like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Right now, I'm just no. He's one of the workers here." And I was like, man, I'm just taking pictures. I got some information I asked. I'm going to get some records later. So I would argue that they know exactly what I'm doing. I told them I'm just going to take some pictures and I got some records to get later. So, but either way, yeah, I'll be here for a bit. They'll have me. I'll be like a little fly on the wall for a couple hours or so. And we will take it from there. Oh, this is also partly what I need to get. So. All right, we're talking to the supervisor outside. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm just going to tell him what you already know.
Cool. Let me wipe my fingerprints off in case I got warrants.
If you got warrants, you wouldn't be doing it.
How do you know?
So, it's a public building. It's open and available to the public. As long as he's staying in the lobby, the hallways, and he's in the areas that are available to the public on public property, he's okay. And it's okay to be filming as well. I understand that it's uncomfortable, especially with the appearance of everyone else being on my group. You're also on camera right now with everybody's camera. So as long as he's not stealing things, breaking things, causing like loud disturbances, things so that people can't actually function. A disruption is actually not allowing people to work. Him walking around is not a disruption that doesn't allow.
I like this officer. This officer is not bad. I'm narrating. I just say you're not doing a bad job. I'm just narrating to my camera.
Public property, public areas on public property. He's allowed to be here. He's allowed to be here. Okay. Do you have any questions for us?
No, I think I had a pretty general understanding that it's their right to film in a public area.
Yeah.
And our building is an older building, so it's not laid out to where it
No,
excludes.
this building's old?
Right.
No.
It's nicely aged, but it's not. There's no.
Yeah, ring the doorbell again?
No. No, it's just open.
The building. So, for all intents and purposes, it's openness.
Yeah, you're
allows for this, and so we're aware. And we're not here to defend these points. And I mean, if you have any questions with regards to the functionality of what General Services does, we're happy to answer any questions.
Oh, definitely.
Cool.
And so we have a variety of units. General Services is a department that provides services to other departments, not necessarily to the community. And so it's diverse from architects, engineers, real estate, contracts people, facilities maintenance people. So anyways, that's basically the functionality of the staff.
I know a lot about general services areas.
So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But
yeah,
we understand your rights. We're not here to infringe on any of them. So if you have any questions, I'll be available for the most part. I think I have a 2:30 meeting. But aside from that, if you need anything, just let me know.
Okay, Bay fam, let me point this out, and I think this is so important to point out, okay? In the past few years, there has been this narrative from law enforcement, judges, district attorneys, public servants. Everywhere that we go, there's this narrative that, oh, he's one of those guys, they want to come in and start problems and make you uncomfortable and create confrontation and get you to put your hands on them or do something so they can file a lawsuit, or they just want to start problems. We saw that narrative in the beginning of this video from the security officers. This is a narrative that I believe we need to fight strongly to change for many, many reasons. Because a lot of the times what cops tell the public servants is just ignore them and they'll go away. Don't engage, refuse help, and then the cops leave. We try to file public records or get help from our public servants, and guess what they do? They fail to help us. There are many, many other reasons we need to change this narrative as well, or get them to change this narrative. Understand, we don't dislike police. We dislike bad policing. Our brothers and sisters that are law enforcement, you're still American. You have all the same constitutional rights we have. We don't have a problem with you. We have a problem with the way you guys do your job, the lack of education, the lack of training, and the sense of perceived authority and power you feel you have over everybody. We have a problem with your ego. We have a problem when you violate our fellow countrymen's rights. We have a problem when you pick on minority cultures. We have a problem when you stop people and get in their business for no reason just because you want to see if they're violating a crime, when you have no reasonable suspicion that they are. These are the problems we have, among many, many others. And pay attention to my fellow journalists who go out and record. There are some of us that create confrontation, and they try to create confrontation to get a good video. And I know how it is to want to get a good video to show to the public, but let those videos develop organically if you can. I will say I do believe there is a right and wrong way to do this, and I believe there are several people that do it the wrong way, and that's why this narrative is coming about. Now, I'm not saying I completely always do this the right way, or that anybody does this the right way for that fact. I think there are some people who think certain people do it the right way. I could point out many ways they do it the wrong way, and many examples that they do it the wrong way. So I don't believe anybody is doing it the perfectly right way. But at the end of the day, I still support their right to exercise their First Amendment in the way that they choose. So if they choose to do it that way, that is the way that they're doing it. It's not a big deal to me. I'm just saying we need to remember that these people, our public servants, our governments, are masters at manipulating the media. They have a bigger voice and presence than we do in the media. Go look up this old military exercise called Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. It is a military exercise that we used to use in this country on smaller countries or other countries to control the masses. It is totally being used on us. So when they start calling us domestic terrorists and all these other things because we're out there recording, understand we have to work to change that narrative. Now, I'm not saying let people get in your face and push you and shove you and freak out on you and do these other things. I have videos where I have slapped police officers' hands off me numerous times, okay? I have no problem doing it at all, but we also need to change the narrative. And we're going to see a big difference, because when police give this narrative to our public servants, and they always want to go behind closed doors and say it, so they don't say it on our camera most of the time, the public servants treat us a certain foul way. But watch, after this officer, who is an A+ officer if you ask me, and I had dealt with him several times over the next few days, he had came to calls probably to the point where he was getting tired of seeing my ugly face when he showed up at these calls, and he was getting irritated about it, but it's still his job to do. But watch the way these public servants treat me now after this officer does not spin that narrative to them and does not give them that bullshit and actually says what is going on. Watch how they're going to treat me. They're not going to shut down. They're not going to deny me anything. As a matter of fact, this gentleman who is out here representing the General Services Department is very, very professional as well. So shout out to you, officer. He said his name in the video. I forget it. I'm horrible with names. But this officer, for me, is A++, man. I just think that we need to work hard to point out that that narrative is not what most of us are doing. Most of us are not creating confrontation. Most of us are not trying to get a lawsuit. Most of us just want you to do your job the right way. I don't dislike police. I dislike bad policing. At the end of the day, you're supposed to still be our brothers and sisters. Good cops that let bad cops be bad cops are now bad cops. Let's get back to it.
Yeah, I got a quick comment, and I told this to the security guard because he just walked up and was like, hey, do you have business here? And I said, yeah, got business. And he said, okay, recording's not business. We need you to leave the building or I'm calling law enforcement. And I was like, I could literally leave right now, not say another word, be like, okay, you said I have to leave, and lawsuit on the county. So I would just educate the security guard. I don't do that. It's not my thing, but somebody may, right? And
I
it's
mean, you have a good point in the sense that I think that this is becoming more of a regularity, and staff aren't potentially aware of where they need to operate and how to understand, what are people's rights and what is allowable, in particular with a public facility. And so I reached out to some folks internally with our county to basically say, do we have a position? Do we have something that we can offer training for county people so that they know not to infringe on people's rights, to ensure that we have a transparent and open government? Because I mean, certainly DGS has not to go into that.
Yeah.
Nor does
I believe you guys do. I'm in it. I've been sent a copy of it. I have moles everywhere, put it that way. And I've actually been sent a copy of it, and I'm in your training for the First Amendment. Because I've been around this area a million times, right? As well as many other people too. So.
And so we're aware that some of our staff might not be aware of where to draw the line of what is allowable and what is not allowable, and that's something that we need to come up to speed on, right?
That's awesome.
Sure that we're not infringing on anyone's public rights.
If you guys need help with the training, let me know, man. Reach out. I have no problem helping you guys with it.
I appreciate
and I always extend that branch. I'd rather you guys do well. I'd rather highlight officers. He did a good job, and I was just saying it on my camera. I have to be transparent too, right? I don't like recording something and editing it, making somebody look a certain way or do something. I put my stuff in chronological order, and any interaction I put in there, and I say whether they did good or bad, because I can't control the way people act or react. But it's not fair for me to be like, oh, he's a jerk, he did this, he did that, and you didn't, right? So, but not everybody's like that either, so it's unfortunate. But
yeah, we have some catching up to do with regards to training to make sure that everybody is cognizant of where to step and where not to step.
Awesome.
What is allowable and what is not. And I mean, again, it's, I'm a taxpayer. I understand. I want to know how things are functioning and whether government is overstepping or overreaching or not. And so if you have questions, if you wanted just a walk through and somebody to accompany you to show you what different sections, like I said, my next meeting is not for 34 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be happy to walk with you, because especially if they see us walking, they're going to be more comfortable, right? Not just with me with a mask on, but anybody who comes in, they're just going to be like, that's one of those camera guys. Maybe they get you. You guys are like, oh, we know what you're doing. And if there's restricted areas, please put signs up, because I'm the type that when the police come and tell me to leave and I think I'm not leaving, and I will let them arrest me. I don't care, right? And so if there's not a restricted area per 602, I can be there, right? And 602 even says that you can't use 602 in order to violate somebody's constitutional rights in 602O. So anyways, yeah, if you have restricted areas, put them up. And then it's easy, because most people respect it, like, hey, restricted, I can't be there, I ain't stupid. Yeah. I ain't trying to give them a case on me, you know what I mean? But I will fight one, right, if I feel like I'm right. So anyway.
A lot of departments, they probably have, a lot of regulations, like, say, for example, HIPAA and some other things where there's some protected documents. Not sure that DGS has a lot of that.
Right.
But, obviously some people are conducting their normal work.
Yeah.
And so going into their space could be construed as a disruption, but aside from that, we don't mind that you check things out. I mean, I certainly don't. And so just let me know if there's anything that pops up that we need.
Cool.
happy to accommodate.
Cool. And I wouldn't. I mean, you seen how I was with you. I just kind of stood at your door. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm taking a picture. I always tell people if they're like, you want me to move? I'm like, I'd much rather you weren't in the picture because I'm just trying to get the workspace. Sometimes I do like to get a little time lapse of people working, but for the most part, I know it can be uncomfortable, and I'm not trying to purposely make you as uncomfortable as possible. Again, I'm not. Not everybody's the same, but that's just me.
I'm not photogenic, so normally I don't like being
Me neither. I'm ugly as fuck, so I get it.
So before I leave, do you have any questions, comments, or concerns?
No, man, thank you. I appreciate it. You guys did all right. Thank you. Appreciate you. My name, you'll find out when the video comes out. I bet you it's already up on your computer anyways. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Awesomeness.
Yeah, if you just want a quick little walk around, I'm happy to accommodate.
Yeah, we could do that. So this area, does the public come down this area?
Not typically, unless there's like some sort of
Put restricted right here.
Yeah.
And then we can't, right? Because right now I could, with or without you, when the cops come, I can be like, there's nothing that says I can't come here.
Exactly,
I can come here.
right. And we've already talked about it. We actually have like an improvement slated in the CIP, but sometimes it's a money thing about modifying a building and constructing it. And we're not always ready with funding and budget.
No, I get that. I get that.
But yeah, this is an older building, and so sometimes you kind of just make do with what you got.
For sure.
But I see your point, because some of these areas, because they're mostly staff, it doesn't state that it's restricted.
Yeah.
Even though the fact that public isn't normally back here, like public is near the the conference rooms and those things where meetings are being held. But down here, essentially, this is the contracts and purchasing services unit. So essentially, the folks that procure goods and services for the county, cars, pens, whatever the needs are.
Gotcha.
They enter into the contracts with the vendors that ultimately supply that stuff. So different units with regards to that, because some of them are just like construction contracts. Some of these things are just things to procure, and so management is along the wall, and then this is their staff.
So that's like the top management there.
Generally speaking, yeah, or management of at least of certain programs, and some of the programs might not have a lot of staff, but they are managing a particular aspect of a program within contracts and purchasing. And so over to the right, there's going to be like IT folks that help support like our computer systems and things like that.
Oh, gotcha.
So over here,
like tech information type people?
Yeah, tech stuff.
Cool.
Like they usually are in a room where the lights are a little bit dim because they're exposed to so much, screen time. And so generally they're back here in a more shady kind of area. Over here is mainly our admin staff.
Oh, that's another whole hallway.
Yeah, and it's, there's a little bit of a weird old layout to this building, but this is like bill paying and fiscal and budget folks. This is kind of where they do their work.
Gotcha.
And so this is what comprises that particular section. The hallway that I think that you peek down is more like the senior admin folks, the ones that help some of the divisions, like budget for staff and for new equipment and all these other things. That's who those folks down the hall, like this is where the office of the director of DGS sits.
Right. Yeah, this is where I encountered the security guard, and I had walked through here. Yeah. Because the signs over there give you an arrow and tell you where to go, right? So it's like
misleading.
Go back there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's misleading.
But even if you guys just print it on paper, put it up. I mean, budget, no budget, just put a piece of paper up.
Yeah,
like
we were thinking about doing like those airport stanchions, with like the posts and then the little tape thing, where sometimes people wind, like down like some.
Yeah, you just print it and laminate it. Hey, you can be here, you can't be here. Yeah, that would work. Most people would respect that, because if they do cross that, they are giving themselves a case and in trouble. And most of us don't do this to get in trouble, right? We feel strongly about what we do, and we want to promote transparency, and we want the government to, I think with doctors, I've noticed it with government workers, it became this thing where like, oh, you know, the government is the boss and it's not supposed to be like that. Like, the government's supposed to be afraid of the people, right? And so that's just it. But yeah, that's why I went down here. They had the signs. I would have never went that way just because I looked down. I'm like, that's all cubicles and stuff. I clearly, you know, shouldn't be down there. So.
Yeah. And so this is all like what they're called senior admin analysts, and so they're basically accounting for some of the division's budgets and their budgetary needs. Sometimes, you know, things like computer replacements and all kinds of stuff. Like we have to have a budget.
They were pretty cool. Like she was really cool. I could tell that she was a little caught off guard, but she didn't get mean, foul, nasty, nothing, right? And that's respectable because a lot of people do. They get defensive, mean, foul, nasty, and they come real close to you and they're like, well, you're scaring me. I'm like, why are you it's so close then, you know? And it doesn't make sense.
Well, as a matter of fact, it's coincidental because we were talking about this probably a couple of days ago and basically say, do we have adequate training? Like, do people know what to do? Like, do people know how not to infringe? And so I literally just sent an email yesterday that was basically like, do we have like a county stance on how we train our staff to basically say, this is what's allowable, so feel free, you know, and, you know, we're here to answer any questions. We're all, you know, public servants to a certain extent.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
So, like, we want to make ourselves, you know, be known that we're here to serve the public, not the other way around, kind of like what you were saying.
Right.
And so does this help provide that as a reminder? If it does, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Because I think that sometimes, you know, a little refresher on training and how people and what roles they ultimately provide to the public is necessary.
Right.
Sometimes, you know, we get caught up with what we do the day in and day out, and you lose track of who you represent and what you do it for.
Right.
We do it for the people.
Right.
For our community. So
yeah, and she was really nice in the beginning. She didn't say anything wrong. I came in, she's like, can I help you? Do you need help? I was like, no, I'm good. I'm going to take pictures. I think I just said, no, I'm good. She's like, I'm here if you need me. And I was like, okay, thank you. And I just kind of did my thing and moseyed on around and followed the arrows, right? And so nobody, for the most part, did anything wrong until I met with Andrew, I believe his name is, and the security guard, right? And so that's where I told you. But
I appreciate that feedback because it tells us where, you know, what we need to strive for and what we need to work on. And, you know, constant improvement.
We learn. I mean, you know, we make mistakes and we learn, man. It like, I've been slammed to the ground and choked doing this without anybody speaking to me at all. Just ran up, slammed me on the ground and choked me. I've been pushed and shoved by 10, 15 officers, and I just do not back down. I'm not a little guy. I'm a big guy. I've been trained in certain things, and I know how to handle myself. But, like, we should never have to come to that, especially with our government. It should never happen, right?
No, there should always be a sense of perspective.
Yeah.
You know, and so I appreciate the feedback. Again, if there's like something that we did that that wasn't quite how we were supposed to handle it, I'm happy to take that feedback, because then we'll incorporate that as part of training going forward.
Is your card up here? Give me your card. I'll send it to you, and then you guys take it how you want it. And if you need advice, I'm always here for that as well. We got a retiree?
Yep.
Awesome. Hell yeah. And still young, I see.
Days, yep.
Still young, moving, healthy enough.
10 days after my 62nd birthday.
Hell yeah, just don't stop moving. My father-in-law's been retired for about 15 years, 70-something years old, and he just always is doing something, and he's healthier than me probably. It's crazy. I got buddies who retire, and I'm a iron worker by trade, right? A union iron worker. So I got buddies that retire, and like within a few years, they stop moving, and their body's not used to that, and it sucks. So I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be telling you that. But congratulations, and thank you for your service. 30 years.
35, closer to 35.
35. Thank you, man. Enjoy it. And you got CalPERS, right? Hopefully. That's the best from what I understand. Take care, man. I'm out of here. You guys, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
any feedback you want to send me.
For sure. Yeah, I'll send you the video, man, and see how you think everybody did. Everybody can learn. I'm not saying anybody here should be in trouble for what they did, because I don't think anybody should. I don't think anybody did anything too wrong, right? Like I said, I've been roughed up and beat up for this. So I didn't see any of that, but maybe just a little learn lesson here and there, and that's about it.
Every statute needs a little chipping and shaving in order to be what it needs to be, and so however improved we need to make, yeah, I'm into that. So send me an email, whatever you saw that we could work on, we'd be happy to correct.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, man. I appreciate you guys. Yep, have a good one. Thank you, you too.